This is what ROTC Ranger Challenge looks like. A grueling, tiresome, and agonizing 3-day competition where 9 Marquette University cadets compete against 79 other cadets who are representing 9 other universities. Lieutenant Colonel Michael Gibson of the Army ROTC says that the Ranger Challenge is their varsity sport.
Individuals that compete in Ranger Challenge are very sharp, very articulate, very competent, very skilled in the foundations of what they've learned, and they go on to be some of the best leaders in the United States Army.
Marquette University's Army ROTC Ranger Challenge cadets are selected because they are to be considered better than everybody else. That being said, they're expected to perform better in navigational drills, shoot straighter, and be tougher than everybody else out there. Which means when it's time to perform a 7-mile run at 5 a.m., they're doing that in full combat gear and with a 35-pound rucksack strapped to their back.
This points-based competition came to a conclusion on Sunday morning, where Marquette's cadets were awarded 2 first-place ribbons in both night navigation and the obstacle course, helping them solidify their position in second place overall.
They really came through. It's the best team I've been a part of. They came through and performed on all events and never complained, just pressed on, and I'm honored to be their captains.
Obviously, I expected us to get first. I had high expectations, seeing as we had a primarily senior team. Nonetheless, I wanted to win. Happy with second, though.
The top 2 finishes guaranteed the team wide recognition across the entire battalion, and a memory that's sure to be carried with them for a very long time. For MUTV News, I'm Evan Peterson reporting. The sound of sticks being hit against buckets were the drums of war for the 99% who marched down Water Street to rally against big banks at the climax of the October 15th protest. Protesters who call themselves a local branch of the Occupy Wall Street movement say they're here to stand up against big corporations. Rachel Madison, one of the organizers with Occupy Milwaukee, says she feels very strongly about what they're doing here.
This economic crisis has hit Milwaukee really hard. There's tons of people suffering here, so we need to find another way to stand up for ourselves and to voice our concerns here. And that's what we're doing here today.
The rally, whose headquarters for the event was at Zeidler Park, had people show up early to make signs and meet before they began the march.
The 99%ers here, teachers, students, even future politicians, all are coming together today in Zeidler Park to voice their concerns about what's happening locally.
I got the chance to catch up with some of the students who are from the Marquette University Democrats to hear what they had to say.
It is something that we really wanted to be a part of. We brought it up at our meeting this week, and everyone was really excited to get out here, get involved. It's something that coincides with our message really strongly. So we do feel obligated to be out here.
While the message from all these protests around the world was the same, one thing that set the Occupy Milwaukee movement apart from others was how peaceful it went. Tension was high, and things did get loud, but police maintained order and protesters kept themselves under control. Police, who refused to comment, did make it apparent, however, that they were working with protesters to keep this civil. When I asked what was next for the Occupy Milwaukee movement, Madison said,
We are going to keep moving forward. This is just the beginning of a global movement of the 99%.
For MUTV News, I'm Evan Peterson reporting.
Well, when the first tower came down, I didn't see it. I was a block away, but I knew from the sound what it was. I had moved away from the plaza area because I had a feeling that something was going to happen. So when this huge debris cloud jetted out from one of the side streets onto Broadway, it was like one of these, bad science fiction movies. It was unreal, but I knew I had to run, and I started running, and I looked to my left, and then I saw that I was going to be enveloped in it, and there was nothing I could do. I just stopped running because everything went black. there were three things going on in my mind while I was working and trying to take pictures that day. And one was to remember, with all the chaos going on, how to use the equipment. And the other was to know what was going on, to take the pictures. And the third thing was to deal with what was happening right there emotionally. So combination of very powerful things that kept me going to enable me to take the pictures and to keep safe and to get something that told the story at the same time. Well, I just started trying to find out through the people I had met, and the trail led me to John Field, and to be a part of this quest to help people. Like the Feel Good Foundation helps people directly with helping them financially, but the work that John did and the other members of the foundation and all the people that John helped organize was just a phenomenal thing.
For anybody who wants to be a photographer or a photojournalist or get into journalism, to truly reap the rewards of that profession, they need to emulate and embrace what this man has done. But to embrace and emulate his work is truly what journalism is all about. And to tell a story with your work is the most important thing.
Tonight on MUTV News, a terrifying attack at a Pennsylvania high school, and we'll be telling you everything you need to know. Plus, Marquette announces plans for a memorial service to honor one of its own. And later on, Summerfest is a surprise for fans. All this, plus weather and sports, you can count on. MUTV News starts right now.
Live from Marquette, this is your campus news source, MUTV News.
Now, attention all freshmen. The day of getting your own apartment is slowly approaching, and the Office of Residence Life is helping you put your best foot forward. On February 26th, be sure to attend this spring's housing fair to learn more about the housing options for next year. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. in Lalamere, a panel of students from the Gender Sexuality Alliance will be discussing topics related to the LGBT community and how they can be applied here at Marquette. The discussion will be based off key points from a recent LGBT conference, but no prior knowledge on the subject is necessary to attend or participate. An investigation is underway in the death of a man who may have been the victim of a robbery. Milwaukee Police Inspector William Jessup said the victim was supposedly walked into his home only to discover that it was in the process of being robbed. A fight ensued that resulted in the man's death. Anyone with information is asked to call the Milwaukee Police Department. Rising of Tyler Tuckey, a junior in the College of Arts and Sciences and the current program's vice president for MUSG. Tuckey is running alongside junior Rosie DeLuca, who is a double major in international business and marketing. The two have built a campaign around three core principles: academic reform, improving student life, and increasing transparency and student accountability for MUSG. Definitely a more traditional campaign platform, but nonetheless, it's still important.